Excellent. That's good. There's quite a few of you. So 15, just waiting for it to go up. 16. Okay, good. I'm sure a few other people are dropping, but that's fine. All right. Okay, guys. So this is a really special webinar we've got here because we've run about 5 live workshops so far. And what I thought I'd do was just have this kind of open house Q&A. So maybe ask me questions about some of the workshops we've done. So what we've done so far, I'll show you in a second. And I'll also be showing you where you can get information really quickly if you're new to Zenler. So the first place that we can get information is tutorials.newzenler.com. And this is our kind of master hub where we have all of our training. I'll just put that into the chat. And tutorials.newzenler.com. As I mentioned before, we've got office hours, live streams Wednesday, so YouTube, breakthroughs and live workshops are in here. Kevin's got his new brand challenge in here. Brand new challenge. It's not a branding challenge. And this is a 5-day blogging challenge. So really excited. I've got a lot of feedback from you guys saying you're really super excited to take part in this 5-day blogging challenge. Kevin specializes in blogging as well, him and his wife, who's a pro blogger. This is just gold dust, this stuff. So if you want to start blogging, I'm actually taking it. I'm taking the course myself because it's something that I'm video centric. So it's something I really want to kind of get into. So make sure you join up here. It's tutorials.newzenler.com. And as I mentioned before, we've got the NZ Masterclass bundle. So we've got the quick start guide. We've got all these courses in here and we wanted to arrange it so that it's better. You'll also see that we've got branding and design, which is a brand new course just come out. So this is the new access page for the NZ Masterclass bundle. And like I said before, we've arranged it to have primarily Zenler courses and essential viewing. So we've got a journey through now. So it makes it a bit easier, especially for new users to Zenler. So if you're coming into this and you don't really know a lot about the platform and these sort of things, take the quick start guide. You guys that have been on here for a while probably don't need to because it's very basic stuff. We've also got this checklist, as I mentioned before, print it out and you can check things off. So I've mentioned that. And the complete guide, which is an encyclopedia. And then we've got secondary Zenler courses. So these are, if you want to dabble with these, they're in there. So you've got these secondary ones, and that's the live workshops. This workshop will be in there, and all the other workshops that I've done on Sunday, and there might be more added to that. And we've got hardware, software, ethically copy a site, advanced ninja tricks, which is kind of a codey one, and this new one, which is branding and design. As I mentioned, next week's workshop will be on branding and design, and we got a special guest. We got a guy that's actually contributed to the branding course called Ian Hamilton, and he has very kindly said that he would take part in that as well. So next week's workshop is that. He's also got 2 lectures in there, branding blitz, full of priceless information, not just for branding, but also finding your market, your niche. So it's really cool stuff. Can't wait for next week. So hey, I'll be co-hosting that, and I can kind of be adding to it because I've got branding experience as well. I'm not just a brander. I do branding for companies, but I don't specialize in that. So Ian's help in that will be priceless. So as I mentioned before, we got this Search, our complete database of videos. So this is run by Search. It's everything on there, YouTube, Zenler, all the courses, everything. And as I mentioned before, be careful, because if you do type in there, you'll get one of the videos come up, but it might be part of a series. So all of this can be found under tutorials.newzenler.com. Okay, just go into the NZ Masterclass bundle. You sign up once. It's free. Absolutely everything's free. Go in there and just have fun with it. You know, if you're new to it, make sure you take those steps. So then it brings us on to the YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel, we run lives every Wednesday, 4:30 BST time. And we run them in here, and I basically go through any of the Facebook group questions that have been asked. And if people are on there on the actual live, then they sometimes put questions, and I answer those first, and then I jump back to the Facebook page. So it's purely Q&A. All right. But in here is really good because we have all our new releases, and this is the first place all of our Ask Zenlers on new releases. Sometimes they're not put onto the Facebook group because they might be minor help videos, or I might be doing a Zenler FBH, which are down here, and I might send a link to that person I'm trying to help, and they might not even get onto the Facebook group. So it's always worth actually subscribing to this and hitting the bell icon. Also, by the way, inside here, if you're in our channel, which is youtube.com/c/Zenler, you can actually search the videos. If you're on our channel, you can search videos on our channel here. Okay, a lot of people miss that, so they look through the videos, where is it? But you can just search there and you can find it under keywords. All right, so that is our kind of main area of help, Q&A, and those sort of things. So now I am going to open this up to you. Now, I don't want any questions on outside things like integrations. So I don't want any questions on Active Campaign. The reason being is, one, we expect you, if you're using another program, to know that program, be using their help and support, and then be able to tie it into the system. So we don't answer those questions. Of course, you know, we might help you on the Facebook group and things like that, or support might help you, but it'd be really hard for me to show you things because I haven't got those accounts set up with all that stuff in, so I couldn't actually do a live demo for you. So mainly, if you can ask me questions about the workshops that we've done, and as I said before, in the masterclass bundle, you can go into the live workshops and you can see all the ones we've done. So we've done users and emails, we've done forms, we've done funnels, we've done page builder, we had a tour around Zenler, and moving forwards we're going to go in branding design, and then I got to tackle course creation because we've spent weeks and weeks doing this stuff and we haven't even talked about course creation. That course creation is going to be 4 parts. So it's going to be over 4 weekends because it's so big, and I want to cover every single little thing. And I know there's going to be tons of questions, so I'm going to run a Q&A as well, probably after each of the presentations. So it should be really good for you guys, so we can actually get into the course creation itself. So guys, got any questions for me? You should be able to, Linda. Nice. If you want to, guys, you can put it into the chat. If you don't want to speak, I can put it into the chat.
I had a couple of questions, but I'll start with one and then I'll let other people ask theirs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, only just ask one question because I need to move through the group. I mean, if people aren't asking questions, then jump back in. But
yeah,
one question per user because we've got quite a lot. Well, we've got 37 people.
Yeah, I did already put one in the chat, but I think it would be in the program the next time you teach, actually. But so the question that I have for now is that in the dynamic blocks, I wanted to put a checkbox in there, but it wouldn't let me put any more, I don't know, blocks in there or element, and I didn't know how to do that.
Yeah, you can't. What sort of dynamic block are you talking about?
Okay, so it was the check block. You know, people can check off that they read, because I saw terms and conditions when they register. It says, you know, if you push this button, you've agreed to the terms and conditions. But I wanted to kind of repeat that when they buy the class at the payment section to check it off again, or even just the language. If you click this box, that would work too, actually, either way.
Yeah, well, there's a big limiting factor on, I mean, the plus side of using dynamic blocks is that it's automatically run over all, you know, like the header. I mean, a classic example is the header block with all the menu and your logo, and you can put that in each page. And if you change one, it updates throughout. But some of the dynamic checkout page blocks, you've got to be really careful. We don't allow a lot of changing to it. It might be something that we add where you can add a checkbox, but at the moment inside those dynamic blocks, you've got what you've got. So that's why I was asking what block is it, because in the checkout page, it's a very sensitive thing. It's all got to work, and we can't have it that you can change things around. But if you were looking at a dynamic block like the course block, for instance, like where you've got your courses laid out, classic example would be like in here, where I've got my courses at the bottom. That could be, that produces those blocks, but you could delete that out and create your own blocks in there and link it to the right course. And that's exactly what I've done with this. If you notice,
show me.
So with that, all I did was I deleted the course block and I just created my own blocks. And I just linked them to the course access page.
We can't see.
We can't see
each of those courses. That's good. I'm going to leave it on share. Yeah, so you can see it in here. These are just, I've created this block up myself.
Okay.
Instead of going with the standard block. So I deleted it out, put my own blocks in there, and I just linked it to the course access page of each of those courses.
What page is this? Which page is this? I'm sorry. Could you
this is
that?
tutorials.new Zenler. So this is this new page that I've set up for the NZ Masterclass bundle.
So it's the first page.
Yeah, let me show you.
Yeah.
Hold on. I've got to just stop the share for a second.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
It's got students' emails and things, so I need to be careful. Right, let me go into here. Okay. Yeah. So I'm in the NZ Masterclass bundle. Yeah. This is a bundle, so I've added courses to it. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't done a bundle yet. So okay. All right, got it.
Okay.
All right.
So so if I go into the edit for this page, which is going to be this page here, then you'll see that I've just made those blocks up. So you can, so some dynamic blocks, you might, I mean, even the header at the top, lots of people just use the default dynamic header with the menu in there and the logo, but you could manually make your own header block up and have your own menu, but you'd have to manually add that to all the pages. And if you made a change on one, you would have to update it to every page. The beauty of a dynamic block is you change it on one page and it updates throughout the pages. So the same as there. So this is what I've done. You can see I've just got rows, and then inside there, I've got these elements added inside there. And then you can see that each of these little buttons that I've just added from the buttons go to the correct place.
Okay.
So on some dynamic blocks, it might be best for you, if you want to actually create your own instead of use the dynamic course block. Because remember, the dynamic course block just adds the, let me just show you, like that's, let me go to Surf Dudes, and I can show you. You haven't got a lot of control. It just gives you,
Yes, because I wanted to add my waiver, terms and conditions. Wanted to check that off.
This is kind of what you get with those blocks. So you might want to manually create it yourself, put a different price in there, different position, and then link it through. Look down the bottom left here when I mouse over this. Okay. So you just link that new button or whatever you want to do to that area. Yeah, it's just a different way of thinking. So you don't have to rely on all the dynamic blocks, but for the checkout page, you do not want to touch anything in there.
Okay. I even tried adding a block to put that checkbox in, but it didn't look right. It didn't, because
you're talking about the checkout page, aren't you? For the checkout page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah, with the like I said, you've got to be careful. Let me just jump into the checkout page because I haven't set any pricing up for this, but If you just added, like you can add checkbox element in there, you can just put it in there, but it won't, if you put it outside the dynamic block, when people submit or when they click it, it's not going to register anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, I realized that. That's why I was trying to put it in the box, but I couldn't figure out how. Okay, well.
Yeah, it's just because it's that, it's just that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, you can change, there's certain things you can add in there. I did a workaround for someone. You can see you can turn these first name, last name, phone number and address, and you can make them required. See, some people don't want the phone number. So if I turn the phone number off, it disappears from here.
Right.
And as a workaround, what you could do is you could, if you don't require using the phone number, you could actually turn the phone number on. Now, under languages, Linda, tell me if you understand this. Under languages,
I understand. Okay.
Yeah, under languages, you've got that option of changing the text, what it says. So you can change phone for do you agree to terms and conditions? But it still would be a text field. It wouldn't be a checkbox.
So they have to put yes, type in yes or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's what I did that for someone who wanted to do a VAT ID number or something. And she said, how could I do that? And I said, well, are you using the phone, address or city? And she was going, well, I'm not using the phone or address or postcode, I think it was, zip code in America. So I said, well, just do that. Just flip that over and put that in there for VAT ID. And then they can enter their VAT ID. And then that will
make it required.
Yeah, make it required on here or not.
Yes, exactly.
If you don't. So that
I may do that for now. I may do that for now until New Zenler figure out a way to help us do that later in the future.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. All these rules and things change all the time. I tend to think that if someone's buying something, then they're kind of agreeing to the terms. They're all down there anyway. If they're not agreeing, they won't buy. So you've kind of like you've given them the option. If you wanted to, you could put another block down here and say something like, make sure you do agree to our terms and conditions, because we will be sending you. You could put extra blurb down there if you wanted to before you.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I'd rather have a checkbox itself somehow or some kind of confirmation. Anyway, I'm just being very anal about it. So thank you.
Yeah,
someone else next.
That's all right. Okay, guys.
David, I have a question about the terms and conditions just really quickly. Can we edit the ones that are already like oh, you can? Okay, awesome. I assume that's in Pages.
Yeah, let me just quickly show you. It's 2 seconds. Under any of these, you can go into the site and in your pages. If I'm going too fast, do slow me down. I tend to go too fast.
That's perfect.
Site, pages, and you're going to find down here that you'll have one for terms and conditions. There we go. Terms of use.
Perfect.
What I've done for my site is I've actually taken the cookie policy, terms and conditions, and the privacy policy, and I've just put them into one page. I just think that's easier, and then just do a jump menu at the top to take people down to the page, because then you can, if you put it into one page, you can happily delete out all the other pages that you're not using.
Exactly. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
That's all right. Okay, guys.
David, hi. This is Mina. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so David, I have a question. I'm kind of like new to Zenler. One question is, can we attach prices to workshops? Because I see that the submit button and sign up buttons do different things. And workshops, is it possible to attach a price to the button for the workshops?
So you're setting your workshop up as a course, are you?
Yes, like a one-time 2-hour-long course or something, 2 or 3 hours long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can add buttons to anything. Let me just show you.
Okay, thank you.
So let me jump into one of the pages. I've got. Let me just jump into this home page here. So I start to get hundreds of tabs open. Try and get organized. Okay. Okay, so I'm opening this home page, but it doesn't matter which page. Okay, you can open any page you like because we're just going to link a button to it. So while that's opening now, I'm going to go to a course. And if you say this said Beginner's Guide to Surfing, say this was a workshop. Okay, all you do is come into here, go into the pages. Okay, now again, tell me if I'm going too fast. So where we got our sales page, all I'm going to do is copy the URL. Okay, and I'm going to jump into here and I can add a new, let's just add a new block and then add a new row. Just add a button in there. So I've got a button there. So I'm just going to put the button in. And if you go to this little setting icon here, you can go, the gear icon, you can go into action, go to link and paste your link in. So now I've done that. Let's say take my workshop and click save. Okay, and now I click that, preview it via here. You've got this button. So if I click this button, it's going to take me to the beginner's level for surfing, which obviously would be a workshop for you.
Okay, so it's not, is it possible to do this under live only? So, or do I have to do this through a course that leads me to the workshop?
If you want to link them to, how do you want it to work? Do you want it to go to straight to a live, or?
Yes, I just wanted to set up a live workshop, not doing any course setup, and then in the live workshop, all I see is register now, where I can't even delete that button because it's fixed. I have to delete the whole block and then create a new block for instead of register now or adding payment of sorts in there. So that's where I got stuck.
Yeah, so because you want to take a payment for it, the best thing for you to do is to create, I think, I mean, there are other ways, but the easiest way, just off the top of my head, would be to create a course. Inside that course access page, just put maybe put the dates that the date you're going to do the live, and then with a link, and then obviously because they bought the workshop, they paid for it at that point. So they then go through to the course access page where they see the date and time of the workshop. Okay. So when they're in there, when those people, I don't know, are you gonna block it off at a certain point? Are you going to say, okay, after the end of today, I'm going to not let any more registrations come in? How
yes. Yes, I'd like to.
So that's good. So then you could just unpublish the price. And if you unpublish the price of it, no one else will be able to register. So then what you can do is you can then put a link in there to the live, or you can set up, because those people are in the workshop course, you can do, instead of running a live webinar like we are at the moment, you could actually run a live class. So you could go to live, and then you could go to live class, and you could set this up. So I'm just going to do it quickly here. Test. And then, so here, see where it says registered on site? No, we don't want to do that. We want to do it enrolled in a course. So then you would select that course. Okay, that workshop. Okay. And then what would happen, because you would have set up your automations, is an email will go out to them telling them where it is. When they go back and log in, they won't have to set up a new username or password. They can just log in with their with the password, the username and password that used by the workshop, and then they would go straight in there.
Okay. Thank you so much. This was a little too fast for me. I'm going to watch the recording. No, I'm just being honest, because it's been only a week that I'm playing around with Zenler. So the recording will be on tutorials.
It will, yeah. Mina, leave this with me. Can you PM me on Facebook? I'll do a little Ask Zenler, because it's quite a good question. I think a lot of people have asked A lot of people have asked about live, and they want to basically make people pay for seeing live events and live webinars. It's the way we're going. We are, a little thing for you is we are actually going to be including the live feature inside of the course curriculums. So we're going to actually include it inside the course. This will cut out this side of things. We're also going to set it up so that you can reschedule. So we'll keep the link the same, and we can reschedule it each time. So this is really going to help you guys. We realize there's a big need for this, and we are on top of it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was a huge pain point for me because I was like, wow, I can't get this done. And this is exactly what I need right now. Not courses, just 2-3 hour long workshops where I can charge something.
Yeah, Mina, you're not in the boat on your own. There's lots of instructors that have said this, and to the point that we're doing all this stuff. I mean, when we launch live, this is our first iteration. So it's like we did the blogging. It's our first iteration, but things are going to get better and better, as well as things like communities. There's lots of things going on. We're just trying to stabilize the platform, and then these things will start to be rolled out.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dave.
That's all right, Mina. So I will do a video on that for you anyway, just to simplify it, because I realize I do sort of speed through these things a bit too quick sometimes.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's all right.
David, this is John Orion talking.
Hi, John.
I just want to thank you for what you just said about the multiple Zooms with one registration. In my course, I'm going to have 7 labs. And I don't want people to have to register for each lab, but register once and then give them access to all 7. So it sounds like that's coming.
Yeah, I mean, it will be, because like if it's already in the course curriculum itself, and we can also do rescheduling, then this is brilliant, because it means that you can just put those lives in there. You can launch them all together. You could take ones away. If they were part of you could also, if they were part of a bundle. Think about it this way: if you had 7 workshops, 7 live workshops, and you had a bundle set up, you could add those into the bundle. So that gives you the power of adding more with existing students that are in there if you want to, or removing them, or cloning it and rerunning it for new students coming into it. So there's lots of flexibility. When this comes out, I will be doing lots and lots of videos to try and show as many possibilities as possible.
So the one thing I want for the students' point of view is that they register once for all the labs. They don't have to register each time and get a whole sequence of emails around it. They register once, and they get maybe a reminder that, okay, the next lab is on this Monday.
Yeah, John, I mean, that's possible now. I mean, because we've got live classes, if they come into your site and they've bought courses, you can just pull them straight in from the live class. So then they're just going to use their normal login. It's like if I'm buying one course today and I want to buy another course tomorrow, I'll just log in with my same details and I'll just buy that course. So then
sorry, Dave. No, the course lasts like 7 weeks. Okay. They have all the content, but each week we have a lab to cover do Q&A for the first little piece. Have like a little mastermind session, and then they go on. And then the next week we have, again, the same Q&A and so on. So I don't want them to have to register again for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th.
No, but I mean, they won't, at the moment, they won't have to do that. If they're signed up in a course, then you could run a workshop and tie it into the live class. And then next week you could run a workshop and tie it into the live class. And they would just use their username and password that they actually bought the course with. Does that make sense?
No, no. I'll have to go back and take a look at it. So it sounds like I'm creating a new lab, a new live class each week and tying it back to the course somehow.
Yes. Yeah.
So I can't do all 7 of them ahead of time, because it's every Monday, for instance, at 5 o'clock is this lab. So I can't create those, or can I? I can create those ahead of time and just have them all there.
Yeah, I mean, you could set them all up and schedule them, and then you could also send automations out. So you could send an automation out by date. So on that
Okay.
date, a new automation goes out that they'll then log in with their username and password, and then they'll just get access to it.
Okay.
So they haven't got to create a new login for each one. I mean, everybody that's taking a course, like all my students that are taking a course, when they log out, next time they come to take the next part of the curriculum, they log back in using the same username and password. So it'd be exactly the same with the live classes. Okay. I think, you know, like Mina, I'll do a video, so I'll cover it all.
Okay.
Because I'll explain it all a bit clearer.
Can I just pop in here? Because I have this same exactly problem. When your students, when I'm going live in a live class, I would like to be able to put different dates on the same live class. So the same live class is going every Monday, 3 weeks, say.
Yeah, that's as I mentioned earlier, it's we haven't got that rescheduling, but we're going to incorporate it. So at the moment we're trying, you know, at the moment you guys are doing workarounds to make this work, but we will be doing reschedule, so you can basically use the same one.
So you're using the term rescheduling. Do you mean recurring?
Reoccurring, reschedule. Yeah, I mean,
so rescheduling means change the date and time, right? Yeah. Recurring means once 5 times.
Yeah, reoccurring.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because at the moment we haven't got that, so that's something that's going to come out. But I can't give you an ETA on that.
Okay, thanks, David.
That's okay.
David.
Oh yeah.
It's Alicia here.
Hi, Alicia.
I just have a quick question. I think it was the last webinar. You said that you're happy that the email you previewed sent to your email inbox and not to your junk mail. And I was wondering, is there a setting or something to make sure it doesn't go into junk mail? Or do you just have to kind of tell the students that make sure to double check your junk mail? Or sorry, I'm not really explaining this so well.
No, that's all right. It's, yeah, this is something I was talking to Rakesh about this. Oh, Rakesh is there. That's good. He's busy replying. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a tutorial just on best practices. It's really hard with email deliverability. There's so many deciding factors. All we can do is give you the information. At the moment, the way that we've set it up is it's very much plain text, but you can add media in there. You can add things like images into it. But we've kept it really simple for one reason: it delivers. Okay. So it just gives a kind of text. So people have said, oh, can I put my own font in there and things like that? We've stayed away from that because that can lower the deliverability. So I've been asked to do a video on that, quite a detailed video on best practices for email deliverability. And there's certain things that you should make sure that you've done. And that is, you make sure that if you're using a domain like surf-dudes.com, that I'm using the same email address. So like maybe hello@surf-dudes.com. Lots of people do this thing where they have the domain and then they send it out from their Gmail. They put the address in there as Gmail. So when it will look at it, it will go, but it's coming from Surf Dudes. What's it Gmail account? It straight away think that it's a it's phishing or something, and it might put it into the spam. So certain things, best practices, we will cover those, but we'll also talk about how certain things like too many images, file size of those images, how much text you've got in relation to images can affect mail getting through or being delivered. So there's lots of different issues. It's not with the Zenler platform. This is with any platform around. Yeah. So we're trying to. I did if you were last week, I did an email template using Lyra to actually make it a little bit beautified, and I tested that against the plain text version. There wasn't much difference, so I was safe to release that to you guys. But of course, once I do release it to you, and you start creating emails with tons and tons of images in, it might go into the spam folder. And there's nothing I can do about that because it's what you sent out. So we will be doing a video on that, but definitely best practices to make sure it comes out the same email address domain as the domain you're using is one thing that you need to do, definitely. And under integrations, we have this email domain authentication, which you should do as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
David, could I just ask? I've been setting up some automations that have been going out, and I've been putting very, very small GIFs in those. And when I send the test email to myself, it's fine. It shows up, it plays, everything. When I send a test email to my partner, it doesn't show up. It won't show any images at all.
And also, if I do say, it comes up with the message, images are not shown for this email address. And then I say, well, show images for this email address. Always show images for this email address. And normally that would say, okay, I trust that address and they'll show. But then in this one, even the next email, it's the same problem. So
is that a common, so you're clicking like download the image, are you?
No, there's a thing that comes up. I can send you samples with images. I can show you on a Loom video or something.
Yeah, you know, it's really hard to know because there's lots of deciding factors with these things. That's why we're doing this video. The problem is that even if I do the video, you still might have the problems.
Of course.
So I mean, in the ideal world, you just include, you just do it all in plain text. But obviously, you know, we all want things branded in our identity, so you shouldn't shy away from that. But it's getting a balance between too much and enough. And I guess that's the kind of thing. But I've had that before where because I use Outlook, use Gmail as well, but I use Outlook. And in my Outlook, if I haven't had an email from someone before, then it always comes up not showing the image because I've got my security settings like really high to stop me rubbish coming through. So then if I know who it's from, then I download the images. Now, every time I receive emails from them, I always have it, and I always have to download the images. So it might be.
Thanks to Rakesh for that other link about giving authority for the emails.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Hey, David.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Hi, this is Larry. Can you
Hiya, Larry.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Happy to see you. Thank you for this session. I'm sorry, I had a phone call at the beginning, so I missed about the first, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes. So I hope I'm not repeating any questions, but I have a few. Let me start with this. It's about certificates. And I wonder if you have some insights on how I can accomplish what I need to do. And maybe also with these questions, maybe there are features coming that you might know about or Rakesh knows about. So the issue with certificates right now is I'm launching a new, very low cost, basically a lead magnet course that's going to cost, you know, be very inexpensive to lead people to. So I'm starting a new funnel and lead people to my, you know, my signature courses. But the issue, you know, and people love getting certificates, especially in the people I'm training. A lot of people in the education market, the certificates are very useful. They can show them as professional development, you know, hours. So the issue is that when people go through the course, right now, my understanding is I haven't used certificates yet, but they're going to get certificates automatically after they finish the last lesson. And I need to have the control to make sure that even at this low cost course, I'm going to have assignments. I want to make sure, you know, they do the assignments, and then, you know, at the conclusion, I can choose to give them a certificate. So I don't think that exists right now. And is that something that might be coming, or is there a way to handle that issue that you know of?
Well, Rakesh would know about that. I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, at the moment, what happens is with any courses, you can turn on certificates. So at the end of the
Yes.
course, then they'll get a little download that shows them they can download the certificate. So that's how it
Right.
works at the moment.
But I have no, you know, I don't know that they've done all the, you know, if they haven't done all the assignments and they just go through all the videos, you know, I can, of course I can drip the lessons, but if they just go through all the videos, then they're going to get the certificate, whether they have done the assignments or not. I'd like to know, I'd like to make sure that, okay, each person has done all the assignments. Now they have actually earned that certificate. If they don't really earn the certificate, it does, you know, it makes it look like, well, anybody can just get a certificate.
Yeah, absolutely, Larry. I'm with you on some of that. Yeah, I mean, most platforms, you can add certificates to them, and like you said, all platforms, you'll go through the videos and things like that, and you don't even have to even answer questions, and you'll get the certificate at the end of it. So if you wanted to make sure that they're understanding all the principles of your course, what you could do is set up assignments. So you could set an assignment up at the end of each section, or even at the end of the course, asking them a series of questions or asking them to go through something. Only when they actually complete that and you've approved it, will you then give them a certificate. And remember, you don't have to use the certificate that we do inside of Zenler, because you could create your own PDF certificate and send that out as either an email broadcast to them, or you could actually send it out in the automations part of it. So that could be a workaround for you, because then you'll actually assess, because it sounds like you want to assess them as they come through.
You know, or else the certificate is really meaningless. So yeah, so the idea, I have to work this out in my mind here. The automation, so actually the last assignment could be, because I am using assignments, they're fantastic, because I do a lot of video assignments where people have to upload videos. But there could be some way where they have to submit a request to get a certificate, and then in an automation, or I'm still not clear how I could approve it, because I'd like it to be pretty, you know, I want less workload for me and my team, so that, you know, I'll give you an example, and I hate to even bring them up because I'm transferring everything over from Teachable, as you probably remember. So one thing they do have is that at the conclusion, when somebody is finished, I have to click a button that says award that person a certificate. And then they get an email from the system that gives them a link to download the PDF of the certificate. And that's what I was wondering, if that's something that might be coming up or planned or thought about.
Rakesh, are you on there? Oh, I think he's just on chat at the moment. So I don't know. I'm sure he's heard this, so he'll answer it. But it's not something we've got at the moment. It's not something I've heard about. So
Rakesh had written that compulsory, or making assignments compulsory, is coming up.
Oh, okay.
So the assignments would be, so I'd have to, by approving the assignment, somebody maybe they could only move forward in the course once the assignment is approved.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's the way compulsory works, but it's not there yet. It's coming.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks, John. Okay, cool. Well, then I'll wait to look for that. So I have two other questions.
I'm sorry, Larry. One question each at the moment. So.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Great.
It's all right.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks so much.
That's all right. Anyone else? Or we'll jump back to Larry.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks to the group. Okay, so I just want to confirm something for myself, because I worked real hard on a sales page, which I love, and it looks terrific. It works great. My understanding is right now there's no way to duplicate a complete page, that I can only duplicate blocks. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then I would then, since Rakesh is here, I want to submit a feature request that we can duplicate maybe multiple blocks.
Oh, sorry, Larry. You know, you can clone pages.
I can clone a page.
Yeah, so if you've got a page here, you can hit this little icon. Hold on, let me turn screen sharing on.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for, because I have a whole sales page.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, I can just clone the whole page.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I do it.
And where does that clone? Where does that clone go?
Where does that clone go?
I mean, where does it show up? Does it make a copy and put it right in this list of pages?
Let me just show you.
Go into custom.
If you click it here, it's cloned the page, and now it's put
copy.
Course order.
Fantastic.
It's called it course copy, but you can go into the gear icon here, and then you can change it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and then but do remember to change it inside the URL as well, so you can set your own URL in there.
Okay. That's wonderful. That really solves a lot of work.
And you've got pages visible for logged in users, page out, or you can keep it unpublished as well, so it won't publish it straight away. Okay. So then when you click update.
Is that a sales page for a course, or is that another page?
Sorry, can I just finish with Larry's?
No, it's the same question. Larry was talking about it being a sales page, but these are in the general site pages.
Oh yeah, sorry, these are pages. In the sales page, you've got to copy the blocks across.
Yeah, that's thank you for that. Thank you for that question. Yeah, that's the page I want to duplicate, because as I said, I worked real hard on the sales page in the course, and it would be great to be able to use it across multiple courses.
Yeah, it's basically we've got these pages. You might see this kind of funnel effect. It's a bit like the funnels, and it's our pipeline through. So from one thing leads into another, and finally leads into the closed area, which is the course access page. So you can highly edit all of those, but you'd have to save the blocks out if you wanted to
save the blocks. Okay.
Yeah. Now, there is another thing that you could do. You could set this course, you could set up a template course if you're sticking to the same template, get it all nice, and then you could clone the course.
Oh, you can actually, that was my next question. I can clone a whole course?
Yeah, you can just go into courses, and you've got this little button here, and you can just clone.
Okay.
So that could get you that page if it's a template. You can't add any extra pages inside the course pages. So sales, checkout, thank you, and course access page.
Okay. That's a great idea. Yeah.
And in fact, that's how I did this one here. You can see it's a copy of that one.
So I could just make one course just for the templates of the sales page, and just not put any content in, and just keep cloning that and make a new. Oh, that's a great idea.
Absolutely. But if you do that, make sure that you keep it unpublished. Yeah. So that it's just, so unpublish it there.
Right.
And that way it's not, no one's going to find it, or it will just be an unpublished course. So you can use that as a template to build on. In fact, that's exactly what I do for any of the webinars that we're doing here on Sundays. I go into the live and I clone the one previously. Like next week, I'll clone this one and I'll just update it all, and then it's done. So rather than recreate everything, which would take an hour, I can do it in sort of 10 minutes.
Excellent. Excellent. Great. Thank you. That's really helpful. Thanks a lot.
Brilliant.
David, this is John again about live classes and pages of live classes.
Okay.
Since I will not be recording live classes, is there a way to remove the, I'm not sure what it's called, but the last one that says the replay is here?
Remove the page. I don't think we can remove the page.
Because if there's not going to be a replay available.
Just don't put anything in there, or just put not available on the page. But as long as you haven't included it in the automations, they're never going to get a link to the replay page.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So it covers that anyway, but you can't, it's like I said before, like courses, pages are like funnels. So they're down here. So we don't allow them.
You're not showing your screen.
Okay, here we go. I'm jumping around a lot today. Yeah, so I'm in the live now. Yeah. And this is what would be a register page, thank you page, waiting page, and you just don't want the replay page. So just go in there and edit that, and just put not available, and that way no one's going to see anything on there anyway.
Okay.
Right, brilliant. Okay, any more questions?
I have a question.
Excellent.
I am having challenges every time I try to update my content whenever I'm creating a lesson. For example, the font. I'll go to change the font, I'll click update, and then I go look at it in the preview, and sometimes it updates, sometimes it doesn't. Is there something on my end, or is that just a glitch within the program?
Is that, sorry, is that in a course page?
It is.
So we've got course, and is that in the curriculum of the course page, or just in the sales page? And
In the curriculum.
okay, because we added course player fonts, so they should just work. Rakesh?
And it happens on a lot of, so I have to go in, and my workaround right now, and it doesn't always work, is I do less. So if I want to update the font size on the entire lesson, I can do like a small paragraph at a time, and it's just annoying. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't work.
So are you using the, are you talking about using this text block here?
Yes.
Yeah, so you,
Exactly. So I'll type, I have like something written in there, and then I'll go to change the font size to make it bigger. I'll click save or update, whatever it's asking. And then, did someone just say clear cache, or is that for somebody else on the chat?
yeah, I mean, you should always go through the process of clearing the cache, because it might have locked it. So, but I don't, but you're saying that you can't change you can't change it all in one go like that.
Exactly. So I'll do that, and then I'll change the font to something bigger. It'll show the change on this screen, but then when I go to watch it in preview mode, it won't have changed.
Right. You might need to do a loom of that and just send that to support.
Okay.
Because I can't.
I've raised a similar thing in that a number of the items on this text editing don't work.
Right.
I've asked support about it, and they've just said, well, it doesn't work.
What doesn't work?
They seem to imply by design.
Out of curiosity, what doesn't work?
I think the bullets.
That works for me. I can get the bullets to work. I can get the bullets and the numbers and everything to work. It's just, it's glitching when I try to update what it looks like. And it's weird because it doesn't happen on every screen. So that's why I'm confused. So it's almost like if it's something that I've pulled, so that might make sense about the cache screen, because if it's something I've pulled from when I'm switching from Kajabi over, and then I'll even try to redo it using the exact same information from another screen and just create a whole new lesson, and it still won't work. So it must be something.
Yeah, I mean,
if I type it fresh, it's fine. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
I don't know if my question makes sense.
No, it's all right. It's just it's easier. Sometimes it's easier because sometimes we can't reproduce these problems. I'm in here all the time using like the add text, and I must admit I do use a lot of HTML, so that's easier for me. But I'm in there. If we can't find what the problem is, it's really good to send a Loom video to support at zenler.com, because then they can see it. Because if you're just telling them, they might not be able to get the problem to happen. So definitely send to support. And as two of you have got a problem with this, then yeah, it should be raised.
Okay, thank you.
It's all right.
David, this is John, and just talking about Loom Center support. I'm imagining that when support gets similar problems, that those show up on your webinars or YouTubes.
Sorry.
So sorry, if support gets the same kind of question multiple times, then there may be others who are having that. So do you go to support and get those multiple similar questions and then answer them in a
video or something?
Yeah.
I mean, actively, what I do is I just go. I don't. It's not that. Video normally questions that are going to support of a technical nature. It's something wrong with the system. So I would never do a video about something that's wrong with the system. They would just sort the problem out and fix it. And normally when we do our Monday office hours, you'll see lots of stuff in the change log, and there might be things in there that they fixed and tweaked and changed that Rakesh doesn't talk about, because a lot of it is just done as part of the job. And it's basically because of you guys are sending stuff in. That's why it's great to have beta testers, because you guys are finding problems with certain things. Remember that coding is very complicated. It can be, you can change one thing and it can have a knock-on effect to something else. And however hard you try, and the team, there's a lot of team looking at things and bug testing lots of things. Sometimes it's missed. Sometimes I'll pick something up even when I'm doing a new release video for it, and it will go back and be sorted out, and then it will come back. So we try and do all these checks to get all these things working, but sometimes things slip through, and that's where you guys can pick it up. So if there is a problem, it might be because of something else, because coding's not an easy job.
Yeah, I'm answering because the last couple of ladies, when they ask questions about things not showing up when you're using the text element, I've run into that as well, and I've got to go back a couple of times to actually make it stick almost. So
yeah, that's good. I mean, that's brilliant. So it should be brought to light. And if you always send a Loom video showing the problem, then they can get to it. And sometimes there might be another problem in there as well. So while they're fixing it and checking things, they might encounter something else and put that right at the same time.
And like somebody suggested, I am actually using copies of previous lessons, which I copy and then come and edit for the new situation. And it may be because I am using copies that it has those problems. There may be something hidden in the back that I don't see.
Yeah, I mean, an issue that does arise from using the text block, and this actually goes with lots of sort of CMS content managed systems. There is a problem with when you copy from things like Word doc or sort of text rich programs. So my policy is always to use like a simple like WordPad or something, and with very little, or Notepad with very little formatting in it, if any, and use that. So I always use that as a source. So I'll have something like Notepad open, and then I can write whatever I like.
Screen, please?
Yeah, I will. I can write whatever I like then. So like Notepad, and I can write all that down, and then I can take that, because it's unformatted. There's no formatting there. It's not from Word. Believe me, Word drops a lot of really, really messy code behind the scenes that you don't see. And it really can mess things up. And sometimes a lot of it is to do with that. So then I'll dump it in straight from Notepad. I think Mac's got an equivalent. It's called Text Edit or something. I can't remember, but Notepad's the one I use. So I just put it in there, but no formatting. I just do my whole syllabus or whatever I'm writing about, and then I'll just then copy and paste it straight in there. So I've got a copy on my desktop, and then I've got this version in here. That might be.
That might be the cause of it. Yep.
It might be the cause of it, yeah. And that's the first question that support will ask you. Are you, what sort of, how are you getting the information in there? Are you typing it in, or are you pasting it from a document? Like even people paste even from PDFs and things like that. And it can cause all sorts of issues.
Good, thank you.
I think a lot of our material is brought across from Thinkific, so it may have got sort of hereditary stuff and styling in there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You know, these things happen. I think Rakesh had something that was stripping the any formatting out, but I'm not sure that that's come across onto that text element. So maybe that's something that they'll do that's been picked up on. Any more questions?
David, I have a question. When I'm wanting to offer like a paid course to somebody for free to try it out, you know, I created a free, but I wanted to do just like a one-off with somebody, and I don't know how to create. Like I tried to do it, and I couldn't figure it out last weekend. It was like just to create a single course where I could just work with them without them paying, and I had them as a student. And I couldn't figure out how to do that. And I tried different ways. Could you walk us through how to do that?
It's really easy. This is really easy. So obviously got free on there. Let me just add a new plan. I'll just do a one price plan here, and let's make it 3,000. That'd be nice. Test buy now. So click finish. Okay. So all you need to do is you just need to set a coupon. So in here we have this price for this course, and it's 300. So if I preview this sales page, there we go. So all you need to do is just go in and create a coupon for that. So you can do it. So we've got it. It's Beginner's Guide to Surfing again. I'm going to go into courses. I can come down to coupons. Okay. And I can add a coupon, and I can call this 100 off. I can give it a description if you want. I'm going to go percentage, and I'm going to go 100%. And then I'm going to choose a specific product, and I'm going to go and choose, where is it? Beginner's Guide to Surfing, there. I'm also going to put a redemption limit, just in case, of 1, because I'm only sending it to one person. Okay. And look down here, you can also put an expiry.
Okay.
So you can let it expire. So if it's a coupon you've got on YouTube and you want it to expire at a certain point, you can put that in there. If it's a subscription, you can also say apply discount for first billing only. So that will then take it off first. And you can put the percentage or amount in there. It's up to you how you want to sort that out. Or you can apply discount for every billing, or you can apply it for a certain amount of months. So you could give them 6 months free, and then they have to pay the full price. So with it set as apply discount for first billing only, as it is just a one payment, that's why I'm doing that. Then I just click add. It's already been used. Be careful if you've already used it. Let's put that in there. And then I've got to reset this again. So I've got to select that course plan and click add, and then it's going to generate a URL for me. So if I click here, you're going to see that I've got this coupon.
Oh, great. Okay.
So I can copy that, and now if I go into incognito, type that in, and there we go. Bang. And
what was that last thing you needed to do with incognito?
I always use incognito when I'm in the site and things. I always just in Chrome, you can click this little 3 dots, go down to incognito window, and then I always do my base checking in incognito, because then it's a clean cache. There's no cache of it, so it throws the page up. It's always good to use incognito as kind of clearing your cache. So that's given you that link there. Now, because you've set a redemption limit of 1, once they click and redeem that, then that coupon doesn't exist anymore. It just is been used up, basically.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Is that all right?
And if we wanted to add somebody who, like, we had their information, but they, you know, to our lister from the back end, can you just add them as a student under the mailing list? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can go into, if you want, you can add people to courses. If you go into here, I'm probably already in here. Is that me? Yeah, if I go into edit, you can go into courses, and you could add them straight into any course and any.
You were in the system already. If they haven't been in the system, we'd have to add them.
Yeah,
into the
absolutely.
system.
Yeah, if they haven't registered on the system, you just have to add a user.
Okay. Oh, great.
And obviously student role student, and then you could add them to the course once they're actually listed in there. So you manually can add a student, or you can just get them to register, or you can just send them a link and say, look, this is the free link. And as soon as they click free, they'll then register themselves anyway.
Great. Thank you, David.
That's okay. Right. Any other questions? Linda? Are you muted?
Yes. Okay. Thank you, David. So my second question was copying a section in your course. Is that possible to transfer to another course?
Copying what, from the sales page or?
No, from the actual course itself. You know how you build in sections and then lessons under the sections, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if I wanted just to copy one section and just copy that section for another course, is that possible? I know you can copy the whole thing. I know that's possible, but I'm wondering if you can just copy a section of that course.
Oh, a whole section?
Yes.
I'll be honest, I don't know. So no, you can select lessons in here. So you can only pull out the lesson for that, or can no?
Yeah, because the lessons I can pull from our library, but library anyway.
Yeah.
I understand that part, but if I already set up a section with all these lessons already in certain order, like I have like several that I don't want to redo again, pulling each one again. Is there a way to just copy the whole section of one course and transfer it to another? No. Okay.
No.
I'm asking these hard, specific questions. Sorry.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good, Linda. I mean, it's
Okay.
it's all good for us, because it's like, what do users want? Sometimes you think you've covered everything, but users want a particular thing. So all the information you're giving us, and if it's not possible to do it, Rakesh takes note of that, and it could well jump in there as a feature. So it's all good stuff, Linda.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to ask that because I couldn't find it any in the tutorials or anything. So I wanted to ask here. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it makes sense actually to be able to add a whole section into a course. That does make sense. All right, guys. So any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question, David. About setting up emails, like automated emails for people that haven't logged in for a few weeks. I used to have that on Kajabi, so I was wondering if you guys can do that. Like if somebody hasn't logged in 7 days, send them an email like, hey, we miss you, come back to your course, something like that. I heard from my dad, who's taking one of my courses, that he really liked getting those emails. So I'm wondering if you can help me.
I don't think that we've got let me just have a look. There's lots of filters. I'm going to share my screen. I'm just in email broadcast, and I've just gone into an email template. So I've just done some filters. Whoop. Let me just clip this so I can start again. So let me just start again here. So I've got an email template there that I've just set up. It's just going to create new broadcast. I'm just going to go into edit, and there you select your email list. I'm select all contacts. I'm just going to apply a filter. So if the ability to add by user enrollment, and I don't think we can, if it was in there, it would be under the filters in here. So
I see.
Yeah, it's not. So how could you've got to ask yourself, like, how could I do that? How could I do that with automations? So what you could do is you could say, send out an email in automations, like send out an email to a user and tag them. So if they've started, let me jump in here again.
Okay.
There's always ways to do this stuff, but you just got to try and sort of think outside the box with it. If we go into automations here, and I go to edit automations, add an action. So send a mail. I'm pretty sure. Maybe we can't. Lesson completion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you probably spotted it before me. I don't do this that often. So yeah, under here. So you could set a lesson completion from lesson completion. How are we getting the lesson? Yeah, I can't pick the lesson. Oh, maybe we can't do that. Yeah, we can't do that.
Rakesh said add action.
Send mail.
Could be notify admin. Maybe it has the option there. Like
that's just going to come to you. So,
true, but if there were an option for me to be notified when people haven't signed in.
But Rakesh has just said another mail, which is add rule.
Oh, add a rule. Oh, right, yeah. So.
Top left, add rule.
Top left, top left.
Just lower your screen a bit. Yeah.
Oh,
Under
I see.
edit automation rules. Yeah.
Oh, God, sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I don't go in here much. Yeah, so here we go on lesson complete. So we should better select the right one. Okay, there we go. So on lesson complete, on course complete, on lesson complete. So then you could select the lesson to be completed and then click save. And then I'm guessing no action added. So I've got to add an action now. I've set up that. So I go to send mail or, sorry, not send mail. I can send, I can add a tag to it. So inside here, I could go and add a tag. So I could say that they've completed that lesson. So then you could filter that, and the next lesson you could do the same, and then you could filter it and find out those people that have hit that tag, that have got that tag in it, and people that haven't got that tag in it, you know that they haven't been back there.
Got it.
So that could work. That's a kind of workaround, but that could work.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got on lesson complete. Yeah, sorry about that. It's add lesson. So yeah, it's up the add rule there. So you've got on enroll, you've got on course complete, and you've got on lesson complete.
Perfect. Okay, great. That should work for now.
Yeah, you'll have to kind of make it work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's a good one.
David, just something that would save us a lot of time. I'm just following your thought process. If you've got a course with 75 lessons in it, you don't want to be creating a lesson complete and a lesson not started 75 times. It might be nice to have that kind of script almost built in.
Like a universal, so you could select all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Where you've completed one lesson but not started the next one, which is usually where people would stop.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of different ways that you could do this. You could actually check. I mean, you could say, okay, you've got an area you go to, and you check how your students done by their enrollment date and whether they've continued forwards. You know, there's loads of different ways that you could do it under the course, under the progress. But it's a good point. It's a good point to be able to add them. Like you said, what I'd probably do is I'd probably do it each section. So I'd add that tag, because if they haven't been in there and they haven't hit the next section, I mean, depending on how big the section is, because if the section's got like 2,000 videos in, then you're going to have to do it between. But I'd probably do a jump of like 10 or something. And then if they don't hit them, so you don't have to do every single lesson.
Yeah.
But
yeah, one of the things I'm really sensitive about is the fact that on online courses, the completion rate is like 5 to 7%. And I want to hit 90%. So when somebody buys a course from me, I want 90% of them to actually have finished, not 5 or 7%.
Are your courses high ticket courses?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so because of that, they will be. But what's being asked about here is, in fact, how do you get engagement from students? Because, I mean, so much stuff is coming at us all the time, right? Like as soon as something falls off the radar, it stays off until somebody reminds you to go back, which is exactly what's being asked here. So that idea of how do we ensure that engagement in Zenler courses is so much higher because of things that are built into it.
Yeah, and also that people aren't having trouble. You know, they're not able to progress through, and you want to engage with them. I mean, personally, what I do is I don't send any of these emails out. Anything. I have a very active Facebook groups, and in those groups, I'm asking them questions. I'm doing live webinars in there to help them out, similar to what I'm doing for Zenler, and that works. And I have no complaints with it. I also have the for people that don't want to use Facebook, I also have the community feature in there, which people love the basic community feature, or at least my students do. So they're the ones like professional jewelers, and they love it in there because it's like a private area and they're not on the Facebook group. So, but it's different. It varies from niche to niche, I guess, how you want to.
Actually, I do, in fact, want to use community for that very thing, not force people to go to Facebook, which is the only reason I go to Facebook is because people like David have their support on Facebook. Otherwise, I stay off there. And so I want to use community and discussion to build the cohort community.
Yeah, and it's exactly. It's like the only reason I'm on Facebook is because everybody's using it. That's where the market is. So you've got to stay on there. I'm much more of a YouTuber, but I do like it. I like especially like the Zenler group. It's really good, but sometimes you get a lot with groups. You get a lot of people come in and they're not interested in buying your product. They just want to try and get freebies off you all the time. It kind of winds you up. So I like the communities of people have actually bought the product and they're the only people in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good one.
David.
Oh yeah.
Hi. I have I hope this is a quick question. Under automation in workshops for emails on registration and whatnot, I don't see how I can add a rule. I don't think that option is there for post-workshop email. So I want to send something saying thank you for attending the workshop and then asking for feedback.
Sorry, okay, so you're running a live workshop, yeah?
Yes, correct.
So you have automation underneath.
Yes, but if you go to automation and I say add rule, there's nothing that I can. It's unregister, right? That's the only option I see. And if I click on register, it's like I can't see.
Sorry, Mina. Yeah, you're right. That's what confused me sometimes with the different areas, because you have different options in different areas. So with the live, for instance, you've just purely got the on register. So when someone registers, so but you know, people get around this by, like, if I've got a webinar today, like what happens with this is I have an automated link go out tomorrow at 6 p.m. and that then contains the replay. Because I know when my live is, I can then set it or schedule it by days from registration.
Oh, so days past registration, I can send an email.
Yeah, you've got after, you've got on. So you can do on a date in here, yeah, or you can do it before a scheduled time. So before scheduled time of the live event. So you got the after registration. So that could be like, if you're holding it in a week's time, after would be they registered and 1 day after they get that and from registration, and then on will be where you can set a date and a time in there.
Okay, and this would be for people who registered for the workshop and not the workshop attendees, because not everybody would attend the workshop who registered for the workshop.
No, if someone registered, if people have registered for the workshop, like here, we've got 31 participants, but there's about 191. So tomorrow, all of those 191 will get the automated email go out with the replay link. Some people register just because they want the replay link. It annoys us a little bit because it's like we like people to be live with us because we can talk and ask questions. And it's also, if we do, we tend not to limit the seats that we have because of that, because we don't want people that actually want to attend live to miss out. But it's kind of like some people just want to sign up because they want the replay link, even though all our videos go into the live workshops, they still do that. Okay. So unfortunately, this will go out to anyone that's registered, whether they attended or not.
Okay, thank you. Got it. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. So we're running up to finishing now. So yeah, I hope you've liked this. I want to do more of these. So when we start doing a few more of the workshops, maybe after 4 workshops, we'll then run another live Q&A and you can ask questions. And of course, we're going to be doing all the course creation. So there's going to be a lot more questions come out of that, I'm sure, and probably more of this stuff as well. So what I do say to you guys is that I'll go through, have a look at any of the questions that have been raised and we haven't covered for people that have just put stuff in the chat, and I'll do an add-on. So there might, in the replay page, there might be another video underneath where I've just answered other people's questions. So I know, like, let's talk about Mina and John have asked about the live thing. So I'm going to do a video on that. So I'll make sure that you guys get it. So that'll help you out. But
that would be very helpful, David. As well, there are some links that people have put into the chat. So I've been copying the chat, but everybody else may, in fact, want to have those links as well. I'm not sure how you can do that.
Yeah, I get a transcript of this. Okay. I don't put it. It gives me time. It gives me all the timestamps, but unfortunately, the thing is they don't tie up with the video. So if we click on the timestamp, it's nothing to do with that part. So what I'll do is I might include that into the replay. That way you can download it if you want to, or view it on the page. Good point, John. I was thinking, how could I incorporate it? That could be a good solution. All right, guys. So let's wrap up for today. And just to tell you, next week is going to be about branding and design. I've got Ian with me, so he's going to be with me for part of it. And then I'm going to be sort of showing you some free programs you can use to create some media. I'm going to be showing you a case study that I did with William. William's on here now. There he is. So he's happy with the result, and we're still working on things. So he's actually the case study in here. So great kudos for him to actually put himself out there, and he's really happy with the result. So I'm going to be taking you through that process as well. William's always here anyway, so it'd be good to get him to say a few words. So yeah, guys, I'll see you next Sunday. When you go on for the replay, you'll also see a registration for the next workshop down the bottom. You guys get it first, so you can register, and then I put it out on the Facebook group. So because you've attended, you get first access to next week's live. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you later. Have a lovely Sunday, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's all right.
Fantastic.
Thank you, David.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah.